All right, this is it. Lucky wants to know if you're ready. Are you ready to create your first parametric solid model in CAD? Let's go get to it. So to get started, we're going to need problem 1 from Moodle, which is this plate right here, which is a 1/4 inch thick, 3 inches wide, and 2 inches tall. Definitely an ANSI part. And you will need solid edge, ST 8, 9, whatever's out. And we're going to start off with ANSI inch part. That'll be our templates because we're working in inches. So we're going to make an ANSI inch part. We'll get into all the other templates later on, but we're going to start with an inch part today. Okay, once solid edge is loaded, what we need to do is this. We need to go under Tools, change the ribbon to the Tools tab, and go over and switch to Ordered Drawing Mode. And the reason we're doing that is because ordered drawing mode it's a lot more like what you were doing in the beginning of the semester, where you draw lines and then you do an extrusion. Let me give you an example of what we're going to do. So I'm going to click Sketch. You just watch this, then you'll get to do it in a second. I'm going to pick a plane, and I'm going to sketch a random thing. I'm going to grab the line command up here, and I'm just going to draw a random line. And I'm going to grab the hole command, and I'm going to put a hole in there. Click Close Sketch. So now you can see I have a sketch on a plane. Now what I can do is once I have a sketch, I can then do what are called 3D operations. So I can extrude. What would you like to extrude? I'd like to select from a sketch, please. I'd like this sketch. And then you can take that sketch and turn it into a 3D solid. Okay, you like that? You got to admit that's kind of cool. Okay. Also, you could do this. You could take this sketch, and I'm going to say select from sketch, pick this, and I could take this sketch and I could revolve it. Watch this. Oh, I got to pick a on the prompt bar it says click a line or edge to be used as the axis. I'll pick this line here, and then I can take this and I can revolve it around. So I can take a sketch and turn it into a 3D solid. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to hit Escape, press Control-Z to go back, Control-Z, and then I'm back to this. Press Control-I to go back to isometric mode, and I am ready to draw. So like Master Yoda always says, you should begin with the end in mind. And this is what we're going to make right here, this simple plate. So how do we get started? I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'll hit Control-Z, and then there I am. I'm back at the beginning with nothing there. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a sketch. I'm going to go up to the ribbon, make sure I'm on the Home tab, and click Sketch. Then I'm going to pick the front plane. And I can tell that this is the front plane by looking at the view cube. I'll click that. And now what happens is that I switch into sketch mode as soon as I click the plane, and I have some drawing tools here. I have the line tool, the rectangle tool, the circle tool, and you'll notice that I click on these little triangles and they open up. So these are my drawing tools right here. So I'm going to look at the print, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line that is 3 inches by 1.5 inches from right there to right there. So let's do that. So I'm going to click on my line tool. And what I'm going to do is snap to the origin, and you'll notice that when I move my cursor, which is that plus sign looking thing, toward the origin or the X, Y, and Z axis all come together, that little symbol comes up that looks like a little popsicle stick, that little gray line with a dot on the end. That means I'm clicking and snapping to a point. So once I've clicked and I've snapped to that point, you'll notice that it anchors one end of the line, and I can move it around. I can pick any angle I want and any length I want. So if I type in 3, you'll notice it puts it in the value box on the top, and then the angle is 0. And I can press Tab. The Tab key is on the left-hand side of your keyboard, and I can go back and forth between these two boxes. And when I've got my line where I want it, I just click the mouse once and then lock it in. Now I can keep going with the line command. If I don't press Escape or do anything, I can keep going. So I'm going to go up 1.5 at 90 degrees and click. But now where are we going to go next? If we look at the print over here, I pressed Escape to get out of the line command. We look at the print to come over here. We don't really know anything about this angle here. And I don't want to do trigonometry, so I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is start drawing over here. I'm going to start drawing up the other side. So I'll start drawing this stuff here. So 1.25 by 0.75 or 3/4 by 0.5 by 3 or 0.75, and then all the way up to 1.25. So let's go ahead and do that here. So let's go, we're going to go up 0.25 with a line command, click. We're going to go over 0.75. We're going to click. We're going to go up 0.5, click. And then we're going to go over 0.75. Press enter or click. And then we don't know how long this line is right here. So I'm going to draw a line of, I'm not even going to do the math. I'm just going to click right there. And then I'm going to press escape to get out of this, because now I want to go put some dimensions on this part. So I'm going to click to the dimension tab, and I'm going to use smart dimension. So I'll click on smart dimension, and then I'll click on this line and pull to the right. Click on this line and pull down. Click on this line and pull over or up. That little line there is 0.25. And this is called fully constraining your part. And anything that's dimensioned can't move around. Now, what I want to do is I want to control the distance between the origin, this point here, and the end of this line. So if I go to the Dimension tab, there's a dimension tool called Distance Between 2 Points. I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to click on this point up here, and you'll notice the symbol for the point comes up, that little whitish gray line, and then click on that point down there and pull that to the right. Now watch this. I click the dimension once, but watch what happens when I type in 1.25. It automatically resizes the line for me. I can get on the select tool here, click on a dimension, and I can change any dimension. I can make this 4. I can make it 3. And you'll notice that it automatically resizes the part for me. So that's one of the advantages of this parametric modeling, where as you're drawing, you're putting in parameters, and when you change things, it changes the parts based on the parameters that you've put in. And when I say parameters, a couple of the parameters we've been drawing with that you don't know about, this plus sign means the line is horizontal or vertical, and you'll see them in various places. This red square means that these two lines are touching at a point, and that's very important because we need to know that our sketch is connected all the way through. So those are parameters that we're building up dimensions in geometric information or geometric relationships as we build the part. So now we'll get more into that, but just wanted to let you know that's happening and that you can put in dimensions and change them, and the part will resize. So let's go back over to our drawing, and we need a line up, over, and back down. So let's just sketch this. Let's just not even try to worry about any dimensions. We're just going to eyeball it. We're going to sketch over and sketch down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the dimensions we know. So the dimension of this line right here across the top of the part is 1. So I'm going to go to dimension, pick my smart dimension, click on this line and pull it up, and I'm going to make that 1. I know the distance between this point and this point right here, 0.75. So I'm going to get distance between 2 points. Distance between 2 points. I'm going to go between here and pull that up. And type in 0.75. And then I know the distance between the top of the part and the bottom of the part is 2. So between this point and this point is 2. So let me put those in. Dimension, distance between, I'm going to come up here and click on this point, click down there, pull this over and type in 2. And there's my part. So you can see by putting in the dimensions I know, it will squish and put the part together, and I don't have to do complicated trigonometry to figure out angles. So the last thing I need to do is put in the hole. We have this hole right here with a diameter of 1. But watch this. I'm going to go over here and grab a circle by center point, If you look at the bottom, it says click for the center point of the circle. So I'm just going to click anywhere, and I'm going to put an any size circle in. It's not right, not even close. I'm going to come up to dimension, and I'm going to click Smart Dimension. I'm going to click on the circle, pull this out, give it a diameter of 1. I'm going to go into dimension, and I'm going to go distance between. Now, pay close attention here because something's going to happen. I'm going to click on this point, and then I'm going to move my crosshair or my cursor past the edge of the circle. And watch this. The center point lights up. I'll click on the center point, and I'll pull to the right, and I'll make that dimension 1. And then I'll do the same thing again. I'll go to dimension, distance between, click on this point, move my cursor slowly past the circle. Oh, it didn't light up. Come on, there it is. It lit up. Got my center point, pull it down, and make that 1. And so I just randomly sketched a circle, but then put dimensions on it to make it the correct size and move it into place. Okay? When you are done with your part, I should see dimensions all the way around like this when I look at your sketch. Your part should be fully constrained, just like this. So it's dimensioned all the way around. Now, some of you are saying, but Mr. George, we learned the dimensioning rules, and you are not following dimensioning rules. This, my dear student, these are sketch dimensions. These are dimensions which are only used in the model. They can be pulled forward into the draft, but these don't necessarily follow any type of convention or standard because no one's going to see them. They're strictly just for modeling our part. Okay? But you can make them look as nice as possible, but they're strictly just for you as the designer. So now when I'm all done with my sketch, I'm going to come up and click this green button up here which says Close Sketch. And then I will click Finish. And then I have my sketch in space. I can orbit around, and you can see I have a very thin 2D sketch in space. So now I'm going to turn this 2D sketch into a 3D object by clicking on Extrude. So I'll click on Extrude. And then this bar here, this options bar, I have to make sure it's set on Select from Sketch. If it's on Coincident Plane, watch what happens. Nothing. So I got to have Select from Sketch. Then I'm going to pick this sketch. Now, look at this right now. When I move my cursor or my pointer over the edge of the sketch, it shows yellow. And what that means is this is all one continuous piece, all the way around, and it's all connected. If I moved my mouse over it and the yellow stopped at some point, that means that the lines somewhere aren't connected. When I do an extrusion or a 3D operation, the lines have to connect all the way around. So I'm going to click on this line, and then I also want to include the circle, so I'll click on the circle as well. So now I have the profile, or the manifold shape as they call it, that I'm going to extrude. I'll click on the green checkbox. Now I'm in 3D extrude mode. And you'll notice there's a distance value up here. And my distance for this plate is 0.25, 1/4 inch thick. And I can go to the back or the front, whichever I prefer. And now if I want to make this look kind of pretty, I can turn the sketch off. Oh, let me hit finish. I didn't hit finish, sorry. And hit cancel. I can turn the sketch off and it'll disappear. And then I'm left just with my part. Now to turn the part in, what you're going to do is you're going to hit File, Save As, and just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to make a new folder called eTech 140. And I'm going to go into this folder, make another folder called I think we're on week 8, right? If we're not, change the name of your folder, and hit Save. So now my part is in there, called Part 1 for week 8. And then that is what you're going to upload and turn into Moodle today. Okay, so desktop, eTech 140, and there's my week 8 part right there. So you'll drag and drop and put that into Moodle and turn it in. So that is Part 1. The next video will cover Part 2.